Beneath the Frosty Canopy, A Tale of Thompson's Resilience by Reuben White. The snow fell steadily, covering the small country town of Elmwood in a pristine blanket of white. Elmwood was a place where time moved slowly, where everyone knew each other's names, and where the spirit of Christmas hung in the crisp winter air like a promise of joy and togetherness. But for the Thompson family, this year, the promise of Christmas seemed elusive, buried beneath the weight of their struggles. James and Angela Thompson stood at the frost-covered window of their cozy cottage, their breath fogging up the glass as they watched their children, Maya and Malik, play in the snow. Their faces bore expressions of forced smiles, masking the worry that gnawed at their hearts. The Thompsons had always cherished Christmas. It was a time when their home transformed into a haven of twinkling lights, joyful carols, and the sweet scent of freshly baked cookies. But this year, the harsh winter of financial adversity had descended upon them, threatening to extinguish their festive spirit. James, once the proud breadwinner of the family, had lost his job unexpectedly, leaving them in a financial crisis. Angela, a devoted mother who had always dreamt of providing a magical Christmas for her children, now felt the weight of her inability to fulfill that dream. The Thompsons were trapped in a metaphorical snowstorm of bills, overdue rent, and empty pockets. As Angela turned away from the window, her eyes met James's, and they exchanged a silent understanding. They would do everything in their power to keep their family bonds intact, even if that meant sacrificing their own dreams of a grand Christmas. Angela and James huddled together by the flickering fireplace that evening, their faces bathed in the warm glow. They spoke in hushed tones, trying to figure out how to make ends meet, how to put food on the table, and how to keep their children from feeling the heavy burden they carried. In the days that followed, the family's plight became increasingly visible to the townsfolk. Whispers of their financial struggles drifted through the community, and some couldn't help but cast judgmental gazes upon them. Elmwood had always been a place of tight-knit bonds, but it was also a place where appearances mattered. As Angela and James ventured into town one chilly afternoon, they felt the judgmental stares weighing them down like icy daggers. It was as though the town had collectively turned its back on them, and the weight of isolation settled heavily on their shoulders. Their steps led them to the heart of Elmwood, where the town's iconic Christmas tree stood tall and proud. The tree was adorned with twinkling lights and ornaments, and it served as a beacon of hope for the entire community. But for the Thompsons, it felt like a distant reminder of what they couldn't afford. Desperation gnawed at Angela's heart as she gazed at the tree, her eyes misting with unshed tears. James squeezed her hand, offering silent reassurance, but he too felt the weight of their struggles pressing down upon him. That evening, as they returned home, they were met with an unexpected sight. Their cozy cottage, normally adorned with festive decorations, was now aglow with twinkling lights, and a wreath of fresh pine boughs adorned their front door. It was as if Christmas had descended upon their home overnight. Angela gasped in surprise, and James's eyes widened as they stepped inside. The living room, which had been filled with the warmth of their family's love but lacked the decorations they had yearned for, was now a breathtaking sight. The tree was adorned with ornaments and tinsel, and beneath it lay neatly wrapped gifts for Maya and Malik. "Surprise!" a chorus of voices exclaimed as their neighbors and friends stepped out from the shadows. The town that had seemed so cold and distant had transformed into a warm and protective canopy, sheltering the Thompsons in their time of need. The Thompsons were speechless, their hearts filled with a warmth that no amount of adversity could extinguish. Angela's eyes brimmed with tears, but they were tears of gratitude and joy. The community had rallied together to provide for the Thompsons. They had organized charity events and collected donations to ensure that the family would have a festive Christmas. It was a reminder that, beneath the frosty exterior of their struggles, the Thompsons had a support system that would not let them falter. As the days passed and Christmas drew nearer, the Thompsons embraced the spirit of the season with renewed vigor. Angela and James, once burdened by their internal conflicts, found solace in the love and support of their community. They joined their neighbors in singing carols, spreading cheer, and helping others in need. James's relationship with his estranged father, Joseph, also began to thaw. The Christmas season, with its message of forgiveness and reconciliation, provided the perfect backdrop for them to mend old wounds. They shared stories, laughter, and tears, rekindling a bond that had long been buried beneath pride and stubbornness. On Christmas Eve, the entire town gathered for a heartfelt celebration, a testament to the power of community and the beauty of unexpected surprises. Angela and James, once burdened by external and internal conflicts, now stood hand in hand, stronger and more united than ever. And then came the most beautiful surprise of all. On Christmas morning, the Thompsons awoke to find their home transformed into a winter wonderland. The community had come together once more, adorning their cottage with lights, wreaths, and decorations. Under the tree, gifts lay waiting for Maya and Malik, each carefully chosen with love and kindness. Angela wiped away tears of joy as she looked at her family, nestled together in their festively decorated home. Their Christmas had been redeemed, not by material wealth, but by the love and support of their family and friends. It was a reminder that the most precious gifts of all were the bonds that held them together and the resilience that had carried them through the harshest of winters. As the snow continued to fall outside, the Thompson family knew that they had weathered the storm, emerging stronger, more united, and with hearts full of gratitude. Beneath the frosty canopy of their struggles, they had discovered the true beauty of Christmas, the warmth of love, the power of community, and the magic of unexpected surprises.